Beneath a quiet Pennsylvania town, a fire has been burning for over 60 years. But the fire isn't the only thing that never died here. Centralia looks like a ghost town now, but once it was alive until something buried beneath its streets consumed it whole. The smoke still rises from cracks in the asphalt, carrying whispers of lives that vanished and secrets the earth refuses to release. This is the story of a town lost to fire, forgotten by the world, yet immortalized in the nightmares of those who dared to remember. Centralia was an ordinary mining town in the heart of Pennsylvania. Rows of neat houses lined the streets, children's laughter echoing through playgrounds, and neighbors knew each other by name. Families lived off coal, the lifeblood of the region, and the rhythm of work and rest marked every day. Life was simple, yet it had a quiet resilience. The community thrived on its shared hardships and the warmth of small-town camaraderie. In the evenings, smoke curled lazily from chimneys, and the streets glowed with the soft golden light of lamps. Nobody could have predicted that beneath this ordinary surface, something extraordinary and terrifying was about to awaken. In 1962, a seemingly insignificant act ignited a disaster that would consume the town for decades. A garbage fire was set in an abandoned coal mine. At first, no one noticed the danger. Coal seams ran deep beneath Centralia, hidden in the veins of the earth, and this small spark burrowed into the darkness below. Soon, the fire spread uncontrollably, devouring the mine from within. Attempts to extinguish it failed. Water, dirt, even dynamite could not quench the relentless hunger beneath the surface. The town began to notice strange signs. Smoke curling up through cracks in backyards, the ground trembling faintly underfoot, and a sulfuric smell that clung to every corner of the streets. By the late 1970s, Centralia had become uninhabitable. Houses cracked and sagged as the fire undermined their foundations. Carbon monoxide seeped through the soil, and sinkholes began to appear unexpectedly. Families who had lived there for generations were forced to abandon everything. Some residents clung stubbornly to their homes, refusing to leave the town that had raised them. They spoke of the fire as a living thing, whispering in the underground tunnels. Others fled quickly, carrying only what they could grab. Photographs, furniture, treasured heirlooms, all left to decay in a town slowly devouring itself. As Centralia emptied, stories began to circulate, whispered tales of strange occurrences, of things glimpsed in the smoke. People reported seeing shadowy figures crawling through the fog, hearing voices from beneath the ground, and feeling an invisible heat pressing against their skin even in the winter. Some locals claimed the fire had awakened something ancient, something that had slept in the coal seams for centuries. Others said the town itself had become a living entity, feeding on the memories and fears of those who once called it home. Centralia's eerie emptiness caught the attention of the wider world when developers sought inspiration for a game series. Konami's Silent Hill drew heavily from the desolate streets, the smoke rising from cracks, and the haunting emptiness of the abandoned town. But while the game captured the town's physical decay, it could not fully convey the living nightmare that Centralia had become. The fire continues to burn, the ground continues to shift, and the town's few remaining residents live in constant awareness that the earth beneath them is still hungry, still alive, and still dangerous. Today, Centralia is almost unrecognizable. Only a handful of buildings remain, their walls scarred by heat and neglect. Roads are broken open, steam rising from fissures like the breath of some ancient beast. Graffiti and signs warn trespassers to keep out, yet tourists and thrill-seekers continue to wander into the ruins, drawn by curiosity or a desire to see a real-life horror. The landscape is ghostly, with fog-like smoke curling around the skeletal frames of homes and overgrown streets. The fire, invisible to the eye, still burns, a reminder that some nightmares do not end. They only smolder, waiting for those who dare to come too close. Centralia is a warning written in smoke and stone. It reminds us that beneath the surface, something ancient can linger, consume, and never truly die. The fire may burn for another 200 years, and perhaps long after that, the whispers of the town's lost souls will rise with it. Some say visiting Centralia is like stepping into a dream from which you may never wake. The town is gone, yet alive in memory, in story, and in the nightmares of those who dare to uncover its truth. Because sometimes the scariest stories aren't fiction, they're fact.